Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about DC Films and their search for leadership. Well, as many of you know, Warner Bros. Discovery is going through a ton of changes, and they've been pretty painful for many of us fans. This has begged tons of questions, and I think the main question most of us have is who is going to lead DC Films? Now, over the past few weeks, we've been getting a lot of buzz about one particular person, and that would be producer Dan Lin. But sadly, earlier today we got an update from CNBC and it's not looking so good. Now, what's being reported is unfortunately Dan Lin will not be taking charge of Warner Bros. Discovery's DC Films and Television unit. It appeared for quite a while that he was a lock for the job, but unfortunately negotiations broke down and a deal was not reached. Many believe these are problems stemming from obligations from his own production company, Rideback, and this is ultimately what prevented Lin from taking the role. Now, if you're watching closely, Warner Bros. Stock has absolutely tanked, dropping by 50% since their merger with Discovery. And to counteract this and bring in some money, CEO David Zaslav seems to be prioritizing the DC universe and getting it under control and giving it top priority. Sadly, though, they haven't been able to reach a deal for some sort of direct leadership, and minus that, I think they're going to continue to struggle. Now, apparently, there are other people in negotiations for the role, but Lin was the lead guy. Zaslav apparently has approached others such as 20th Century Studios boss Emma Watts about the role, and she also passed. It sounds like, to many people, this sort of feels like a time bomb, and I actually wonder if DC is not the problem, but Marvel Studios. Being called DC's Kevin Feige puts a ton of pressure on whoever takes over this role, and the expectations that somebody could simply duplicate what Feige did over at Marvel is an incredibly high bar that many people wouldn't sign up to, knowing they're not likely to achieve it. Now, where this directs most of DC Films from now, we're going to have to wait and see. I'm sure they've already got a couple of names on the list that they're looking to. But there is one question we should be asking ourselves. What did the recruitment and negotiations with Dan Lin tell us about what Warner Bros. Discovery is looking for? And I think that's the big tell that we can take away from this story. When you listen to Lin, his feelings and reactions to many aspects of different areas of the fandom and the direction he wanted to take everything should give us a clear indication of where senior management wants to go. Based on some of his statements, even suggesting Snyder fans were quote-unquote Autobots, I had the distinct feeling that was not the direction that they were going, and whatever reset and 10-year plan DC is putting into the works, it's not likely to satisfy all aspects of all fandoms. I really do think DC is going to head in a brand new direction, and I am expecting somewhat of a soft reboot of the whole universe. I think the upcoming Flash movie will basically hit that reset button. This will allow them to recast where they need to recast, reboot where they need to reboot, and keep the things fans like for the things that work. I know many people wanted to return to some previous paths, specifically the Snyderverse, but more and more time goes by, the less and less likely to me that seems to be. Now, obviously, we're going to have to keep covering DC Films, and I know you guys want to know who's going to be in the lead over there, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you get all of the updates. But until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Dan Lin taking a pass on heading up DC Films? And do you think the success of Marvel Studios is making it more difficult for Warner Bros. Discovery to find a candidate? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like and click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.